Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindy and thank you so much for checking this video out. It's like a premiere thing for me, so thank you. I'll just get straight to the point because yeah, people pleasing. I've been a people pleaser for as long as I can remember. I think all my life, to be honest. You know, having a hard time saying no, caring so much about what other people think, thinking that other people's emotions are your responsibility, and basically just placing your self-worth on other people's hands. Okay. The reason why we do it is because most of the time it is because of note, I'm not a professional or whatever, I'm just saying based on my experiences. So most of the time it is because of the experiences we've had as children, because the things we experience as children, they shape like the rest of our lives. They determine how you live the rest of your life. So let's say, for example, you grew up with strict parents and you had to do whatever you could to make them happy and to get their attention, love, affection. So with that, you ended up believing that, that's just how it is. I have to work for attention. I don't have to be myself, because if I'm being myself, then, it will not be accepted. I have to be how other people want me to be, just like shaping yourself into this person that you feel will be accepted and not being your authentic self. Another thing could be that you were bullied as a child, because when you're bullied, you end up believing whatever it is that they tell you. You end up thinking that you're worthless, you are not good enough, you are that and then that. So when you think that of yourself, you try so hard to fit in. So let's say you have a group of friends and then you are not free to just be yourself, because in your mind you believe that your authentic self is like not good enough, is not accepted because of the bullying you went through as a child. So when you think that, you end up trying to be this person, you put on a facade, like making up these stories, saying yes to whatever it is, just so you feel accepted and loved and safe. So another thing could be that you went through trauma as a child, for example, neglect, or like physical abuse or mental abuse or sexual abuse. I will go into the whole trauma thing in my other videos, because I feel like it's a topic that I need to go like in depth. Is it depth or depth? Yeah, that. So it is very, very important to know where this people pleasing behavior or habit comes from, because once you know where it comes from, it becomes so much easier to like work through it. So try remembering or taking yourself back to a time where you felt most vulnerable or anxious or fearful, powerless and helpless, because most of the time that's where it started. And especially if it's like in your childhood, it can be in your adult life, but like most of the time it happened in your childhood, because when you're a child, you're like a sponge, you absorb everything. So if you went through something like that, it got absorbed and it's like in your subconscious, and like you live your everyday life based on that. So once we know the root of this behavior, we should realize that it developed because our brain was just trying to protect us from experiencing whatever it is that we experienced in our childhood. So we developed this thing of pleasing people, making people happy, because we do not want to experience that again. So it is like a protective mechanism or defense mechanism. I don't know what you call it, but like it's like a protecting thing from whatever that traumatized you or made you feel that way. So once you realize that, you know, you were just trying to protect yourself, you should try being the person that you needed at that time. So say, for example, you were a child, you were bullied, and you felt worthless and helpless and not good enough. And what you needed at that time was someone who is understanding and accepts you for who you are and just is loving and caring towards you. Try being accepting and compassionate towards yourself, because your wounded inner child really, really, really needs that. Because all this time, you know, we've been shaping ourselves, you know, trying to be that and not being our authentic self, because we believe that, you know, it's not good enough, it's not that. And when we do that, it's like we're emphasizing whatever it is that caused this whole people pleasing thing. We're emphasizing that, yeah, you're not good enough, you're not that and that and that. So they really, 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 really need the compassion, the kindness, the love, and care. So try your best to give all that to yourself before you can give it to anyone else, okay? It's very, very, very important that we attend to our own needs first. You know, we listen to ourselves and make decisions out of love and passion instead of out of fear, and out of like fear of not being good enough, or fear of whatever it is. And be very, very patient with yourself. Be understanding and understand that it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's a process, and yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, compassion, understanding, and just consistency. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful, and I wish you guys all the best in your healing journey. Feel free to message me if you need any advice or anything like that. And remember that you are good enough, and you are loved, and you are beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.